Moving on, we have the next one in the range, number 3, which is a yellow unit. Very similar to the orange that I demonstrated a little bit earlier on. Thing I like about this is that you can actually control the voltage to your servos, and it has a range of 4.8 up to 9.6, and that is controlled off this unit here. And you just put a little screwdriver in there, turn the screwdriver, and you can actually, by rotating the screwdriver clockwise or anti-clockwise, can vary the voltage that the servos have. The actual system has a UBEC in it, and the receiver, which is like the other units, is put in the same way. You can have it that way, whichever way you want to put the receiver in. It is controlled at 5.2 volts, and the servos, as I said, coming out from these outlets, which are the same. You've got 8 outlets, each have 2 on there, so you can effectively control 16 servos. There is, how you could say, the voltage itself is controlled more on this unit, and also with the black unit, than it is on the other two, the green and the orange. And like I said, it's got a couple of little features that I like, and I think this one here, for the price, I think it would be used by models on a lot of applications and be quite reliable. As I said, I've been through the units, I've had a good look over them, have gone up to the maximum voltage that you can put in, 11.6 3-cell LiPos I've sat in there, 2200 milliamps, and just let them idle away and operated functions on the planes that I had them in without any problem at all. So I think you'll find them quite reliable. Check the solder joints. They're a tiered unit, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and each circuit board is set up in such a way that it has all the wiring and that set up until you come to the final, which is a fascia here, and that part of it is basically the last of the tiers. Has all your lettering and numbering on there, so you know where to plug into, and also has a couple of switches and a couple of LEDs on there as well. So pretty straightforward unit, easy to plug in. Little grommets as well, you can plug into any of these, sit it on to wherever you need to have it mounted, and screw it in place, and it'll sit quite tidily without any worry about vibration. As I said, the thing I like about these units, and the other, the green and the red has that same function as well, is that we have our wires to our batteries. So we're running 7.2 or 7.4 volt LiPos even. What you'll find is when you would pull one battery out, it'll switch over automatically and pretty well instantly as well to supply you redundancy for your batteries. So not only do you have guaranteed power to your servos at a set voltage, you also have guaranteed power to the unit itself, even if one battery was to fail. The other neat advantage with the unit, and an idea that has been fitted to it, and I believe other units have them as well from other manufacturers, is that if your switch was to fail, that the unit itself wouldn't just shut down. It fails to what you would call a safe mode. So no matter whether you disconnect one battery, the switch fails, it'll still remain switched on and supply voltage from the remaining battery, even with the switch, which may have failed in flight as well. So it's a good little feature, and like I said, I think with that sort of redundancy should make it a bit more reliable fitted inside your model. The other thing, as I said before, the CDI ignition, so you have the 8 outlets from your from the receiver here, as I said before, but you also have an extra one there for the CDI, same as the orange unit demonstrated earlier, but very similar system. But what you also have here is a button, just a little button you can switch on and off, and what it's used for is in conjunction with a switch that's also supplied by RCC SKJ. It's a bit of a mouthful, I've got to admit, but idea of the switch is that it gives you a digital readout for voltage, a nice solid on or off, a little bit bulky in some ways, but if you mount it inside your model, I think you'll find it quite a good unit to use. I've actually showed it to some other modelers who thought it was quite impressive and were quite impressed with the way that it illuminated and gave you a reading. But the idea being is that with this unit here, you plug it in instead of the switch that comes with the unit. That's the switch that comes with the unit. This is an optional extra that Austar models will also be have out there, so if you need to purchase it, it'll be available. It plugs in there, switches on or off, gives a digital readout. The other thing is by pushing this button, it'll give you the readout for the battery power that's currently there, and also to what your servos are. So that by adjusting this here, that'll tell you what your voltage is to the servos, and also what the voltage is coming in. Not a bad little feature, and I think quite a cost-effective little switch and digital readout.